In Hungary, we live in a trauma-inducing society. I grew up in a traumatizing family, but the case is even worse in the child protection services and establishments, not to mention those helping professionals who have no idea how to handle trauma survivors, therefore become abusive themselves. As a trauma-informed coach, I would like to give insight how trauma develops in children's life. Long-term physical and or sexual abuse are often considered to be the most traumatic experiences. There is a little mention about the damaging effects of ongoing verbal or mental abuse, highlighting emotional neglect and abandonment. Being abandoned can be experienced on emotional, spiritual, and physical levels. Emotional neglect can be an invisible injury, but it typically serves as a base for all the other injuries that are more obviously traumatic, such as sexual abuse, which is extremely traumatic itself. Emotional neglect develops if primary caregivers ignore the child's desire for connection or cry for help. The feeling of abandonment generates fear, hopelessness. They won't develop a feeling of belonging somewhere to other people or to anyone or anything. Children from such families develop complex PTSD due to the lack of care because the caregiver is rarely or never available for emotional support, comfort, or protection. If this is how you grew up, you felt that no one loved you, no one was empathetic towards you, and no one showed warmth and closeness. Nobody cared about what you thought, felt, did, wanted, or dreamed about. You learned early that no matter how hurt, alienated, scared you were, turning to your parents resulted in nothing but a feeling of severe rejection. Children growing up this way develop fear, shame, and depression and emotional pain. They start to dissociate, develop addictions. They turn their anger towards others or themselves in order to numb their feelings. Most of us remember very few things before the age of 4, and by the time this age is reached, the damage is already done. It often takes a deep internal reflection to discover that a current emotional flashback is a reflection of how bad it felt to be emotionally neglected. Recognizing the significance of our childhood traumas and facing and allowing the feelings of anger, sadness, and depression instead of suppressing them is the key of emotional health in post-traumatic growth. If you need assistance on that journey, get in touch in the email provided in the description.